Hi everyone, this is Jay. I'm Krista. We're from Say I Do Forever, and it is Monday, and it is Money Monday.
Money.
Money. The number one thing that causes stress in marriages and fights in marriages is money. So this
Yep.
is a big subject, and this is our first Money Monday.
Yep.
And we're just going to kind of give an overview and some ideas of what we want to do. We want you to put in the comments anything, any subject money wise or goal setting wise that you want us to do. But we thought today, to start us out, we'd kind of give kind of an overview of why, what changed our lives and our marriage as we were going through, these 33 years of money fights and problems and all that kind of stuff. What's our testimony as far as that goes?
I think a lot of it was stressful when we first got married. Our arguments, our fights were pretty much, I'd say 95% was money. It wasn't until later on, until we figured out that we needed to get this fixed, because it was heading down a road we didn't want to go on or two. And so we decided, and actually Krista is the one who found it, is the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University class. So we took that, or she took that originally.
I think that
she
you're
went
right.
and
I
took
forgot
it,
about that.
and then she brought it home to me, and then she showed me, and so then I was like down with it, and I'm like, okay, well, then we need to both go. So then we both went
to a second
class, and then that's when we got on the same page. So the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University deal looks like this, and you can go to Dave Ramsey's website and find a class that's near you and take the classes. We highly suggest it.
Highly recommend.
Yeah.
It'll change your life.
Yeah, and it did ours. The 7 baby steps that Dave Ramsey teaches. Number 1, the first one is $1,000 in an emergency fund. The second one Dave teaches is pay off all debt with the debt snowball, which you'll learn. Third is 3 to 6 months of expenses into a savings account. Number 4 is invest 15% of your income for retirement. 5 is college fund for either your kids, your spouse, whatever. If you don't have any college funding that you need to do, then you can put it in your savings account, or you can invest it, or whatever. Number 6 is pay off your home early. That's a huge one. And 7, the last one, is build wealth and give. So that's the 7 different ones that Dave talks about. We highly suggest you recommend that you take his class. We want to also go over different things that we're going to talk about, as well as what Dave says about money.
Yeah, I mean, we want to, anything that he's come up with, or we want to, give him a shout out and thank him for changing our lives.
It did change our lives.
Yeah, we loved it so much we actually became teachers.
Yep.
So there were a few seasons that we actually taught it at one of the local churches.
Yep, that
was
fun.
We actually taught it at our dress shop, at our bridal shop, to some young couples, which was amazing. Wouldn't it be great if every young couple got that foundation before they entered marriage? And if you are just about to get married, jump on and get these foundational things done. But if you've been married a long time, it is not too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never too late. We were married a long time when we finally came across this Financial Peace University. We were lucky enough to have some training, not this type of training because I don't think it was around back then. But we did get some training in goal setting, which on Money Mondays, we would like to go through a series where we teach you guys how to set goals every year and come together as a team.
Yep.
I think if you are fighting towards the same goal, then you're on the same team and you're not each other's enemy.
Right.
I think for a long time, because we have different styles, different personalities, we often were almost acting like we were each other's enemies instead of working together as a team.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you say?
We thought that we were we thought, how can I put this? We thought the other person was sabotaging what we wanted to do.
Yeah. So I'm a saver and I love security. Security, a little nest egg or everything in a neat little category. It just makes me feel like secure, like I'm going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And Jay is
I'm the spender.
He's the spender.
Yeah.
And for him, though, it's important that he felt like he needed to have some freedom and some fun.
Right.
And when he thought of his adult life, we all go into adulting. We were 19 when we first got married.
Yep.
So his idea was, I'm going to be an adult, and I can make my own decisions, and I get to have a little bit of fun, and I can buy this, and I can buy that, and that's what adulting is. And so when I was like, first of all, having children and having household needs that take all of that, and then also, and he was working really, really hard and not seeing any fun or any what he would think results, or something. And so he felt like I was sabotaging him and his fun. So when I would want a budget, he would get angry. And then when he would spend, I would get angry. And we were not a team.
And we were not on the same page.
Yeah.
And we needed to be on the same page. For our marriage to be successful,
mm-hmm.
the road we were going down was not a good one. And so we decided to do this, and we got on a budget. We did the Dave Ramsey financial piece.
Mm-hmm.
We have savings now. We get to still spend and have fun.
Yeah. Part of the awesome thing. So whenever Dave Ramsey calls them nerds, I'm a nerd, and he's the free spirit. He calls it nerds and free spirits. Whenever a free spirit or someone who loves to spend hears the word budget, they immediately think this is a punishment and that this is a really bad thing. But we quickly learned not only that the Dave Ramsey thing was good for putting money in savings and doing, being smart with your money, but also it built in the freedoms.
Right.
So it built in some envelopes and it built in some budget areas where Jay had some free reign where he didn't have before.
Dinner, going out to eat, movies, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just wild spending money, like buy a drink at the 7-Eleven.
We don't have 7-Eleven anymore.
We don't have 7-Elevens anymore, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like just having free money to be able to go
just enjoy.
Do what you want to do.
Yeah, and not feel like you can't have any fun.
every penny.
Yeah, because you can have fun. And you can save. So
but by giving you
both.
A budget area of that, I felt like it's like a perimeter or a fence that helps me feel safe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So through the Money Mondays, we would love to share with you like all these little topics. Like we'd love to go one video just on the envelope systems and what we've done and what Dave Ramsey taught us. And we've tweaked a few things that fit us a little bit better. We'd love to talk about, what else? Different money fights we've had. Of course, we want to do a series on goal setting. Maybe give some of the tips that Dave Ramsey does.
Yeah, the envelope system.
And also, like, the Bible is chocked full of advice. It actually... about finances, especially Proverbs.
People would be floored
at how much great advice it has on doing that.
Yep.
Yeah. So through these months, what other subjects kind of go with money? I mean, goal setting is one, and it might mean goals in something totally different, but it's kind of fits in that category.
And one of the things too, Krista and I learned after the fact is that when we came up to, it started out to be big purchases only, but now it's pretty much on anything that's like a legit purchase, we discuss it. We discuss it, we talk about it, we hash it out, figure out, do we really want to spend the money on this? Do we not? What do we want to do? So we come together and just make a decision as a team, as a couple, as a unit, and decide whether we're going to spend the money. Say a new fridge or whatever, something for the car or something for the house. It takes the anger and frustration out of it for one person and puts it so nicely to work as a team. And then you're both on the same page as far as what you want to buy, what you don't want to buy. And you just compromise. It doesn't have to be all one-sided. The nerds don't always get their way, and the free spirits don't always get their way.
I think the nerds should win.
And no. You got to have some fun and lighten up. But anyway, it'll be good. We'll go through that too as well.
Yeah. So I think Money Mondays will be a really good time. If you are struggling in your marriage, ooh, bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
If you are struggling in your marriage with money fights, if you're trying to make ends meet, if you're trying to figure out how to live on one income, we did that. I was a homemaker for 17 years, and we did it very frugally, and we made it work, those were good times. In the midst of it, we were like, we have no money to do anything, but I'm so glad we did that. If you're planning to go to college and you need to figure that out, how to set money aside, if you're wanting to buy a house, and marriages go through all different phases or all different seasons, and there's a different money need in each of those seasons. So you have to decide, what's important. And I don't know, should we start with goal setting before we even do financial peace, or should we do more of the tips of financial peace first?
I think all of it's going to be good. So, we can make that decision, and then the next video that we do on
and maybe
Monday,
you guys
Monday.
if you want to tell us in the comments
Yeah.
which way you want us to go first, because it's like a big circle. One is important to the other, and the other is important to the other. So in order to really get on track financially, you need to set goals, but it'd be nice to have all the information about the financial peace kind of stuff.
So you can set goals.
So maybe it's kind of like everything helps each other. So it might have to be something you watch videos, old videos or review videos or something like that. But if you guys have any ideas of some topics we can do on Money Mondays, that would be great. But every Monday we will download a video with this money subject of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'll be good.
Yeah. And once again, if you can in your local area find some financial peace university classes, you just go, what is it? Is it DaveRamsey.com?
It's right here. DaveRamsey.com
find classes
/find class.
Okay, so then you just put your zip code in, and then it will show you, like, there's usually local churches that are teaching it. A lot of times they'll do like a fall class and then a winter class, like right after January, because a lot of people want to change their finances right after January. Sometimes people will do the classes in their home, but they go through a video series, and it used to be 13 weeks. I think it's 9 weeks now.
9 weeks now, yeah.
You can also go online and actually purchase a home one. We do recommend the group. There's also different groups that have different dynamics. So if you've been to one group and you weren't as fond of that, The first group I did myself, was a pretty big church group. And I didn't really talk in it. I kind of stayed quiet. And there was so many people in there, it was hard to really share. But I got great tips. So the gentleman who led that gave us some of the tips and some of the stuff we still use today. So that was an important class. But then we took it a second time, and we took it, there were only 3 couples and the teacher. And it happened to be that one of the couples was our best friends, and one of the couples was our daughter and her fiance. So we knew them well enough, and it got very intimate and very, we were able to hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
So sometimes the smaller groups are better for that. You might find different dynamics in each class because there's going to be a different teacher with a different style. So if you don't like one class, find another class.
Yep.
Maybe take multiple so that you're going to get something different from one teacher to another. Although they do the video series, just the teaching style, they'll add a few different things. One of ours was an accountant, which helped, and she helped us through some of the stuff that was tough.
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah.
She taught very well.
And then we taught it for for a few years, and each class we had, even though we were the same teachers, each class that came in was different. There was just different people in the class that created a different dynamic.
And people ask good questions too. You know, you get used to answering certain questions to one group, but then you get another group in another class, and it's like, the first class didn't ask those questions. That's a good question.
Yeah.
So,
And the best part is that there's no additional money. So once you buy your financial peace kit, you can buy a home kit, you can buy a kit to go into a class. Sometimes some of the churches will actually help pay for part of your kit. It's only, I think it's around $100. I don't know what it is anymore. But we're going to go through some of those here, but we're not going to touch them as deep as Dave Ramsey does. We're just going to bring in some of the things that helped us, some ideas, some tips. And so it would be great if you jumped in and grabbed a class. And we always needed a refresher. I remember, it's just the nature of humans. You get excited, you start doing something really, really well. I don't know, maybe is it just us? And then through the year, you start cheating a little, getting lax. It's kind of like a diet.
Yeah, we don't need that money saved up for that. Let's take
steal
that money
from that envelope.
Take that money and go out to eat. No, you got.
So if you fail a little, it's normal.
Yeah.
So what would happen is we knew in the fall, every fall we taught, we would do so good during the class and all through the holidays and through January, February, March. Our hard time is summer. I think it's because Jay used to work in the beverage industry, and he always made more money in the summer, and we always could spend more in the summer. So we just have this ingrained thing that we tend to spend more in the summer. We get a little out of control. So we have to recheck ourselves. And so what would happen is summer was here, and we hadn't stayed fully on the budget. And then all of a sudden we'd get the call, you guys are still teaching the class, right? And we'd go, oh yeah, we're teaching the class. And I'd be like, okay, we got to get ourselves back on track.
Back on track.
So even if you're not teaching a class, taking one every once in a while, because once you buy the package, all the classes are free. So you've got your book and your package, and then you can actually go to multiple classes, and then there's never an extra charge. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So anyway, sorry, I got really excited and very...
I know, it's because you're the nerd and you get excited about budgets. She can talk for hours about budgets.
I'll try not to. Anyway,
it's all good.
But yeah, join us every single Monday, and we'll have a different subject about money, and we kind of look forward to it. I'm excited. I'm hoping it changes your marriage, and I'm hoping it changes your life.
Absolutely. I know it did ours, so it's 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 one of those things. It's a no-brainer. Who doesn't want to be financially free from your uh, mortgage or your credit cards or whatever. I mean, it is. I mean, we don't have any more credit card debt. We're done with credit cards. We have our house payment, and that's it. So, I mean, why wouldn't you want to try to benefit and actually take a lot of stress off of your marriage to benefit your spouse as well? So, you work together better as a team. You're going the right direction together. It's just, it's all better. It definitely is better. So,
yeah, I agree. So,
yeah.
Till next time.
Yep. Till next time, this is Jay and Krista helping you say I do forever. See ya.